Hello you guys and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So as you guys seen from the title and the thumbnail, today we are going to be talking about the dangers of family vlogging. This is a topic that I wanted to talk about for months, but really took my time to getting into this topic to speak about it. I do have plans of deep diving into a lot of large family vloggers and talking more about them in general, but I thought in order to do that, I should really talk about the dangers of family vlogging and the issues that I find within family vlogging. I think that this topic's a really important one that needs to be discussed more and more, and something that I do think is being discussed a lot more now than it ever has before. So I'm going to be breaking this video up, and I'm going to start this video by talking about child actors, child stars, and then I will be going into talking about the issues that I find with family vlogging. I want to begin this discussion by talking about two specific child actors and child stars that have spoken out about the dangers of being put in the spotlight. So the first person I am going to be talking about is Alyson, and then the second one would be Jennette McCurdy. These are two huge child actors that are clearly now adults that have been speaking out about being a child star and what that has done to them mentally, physically, and emotionally. So Alyson did upload a video on YouTube that was extremely impactful. This video is called the Toddler to Trainwreck Industrial Complex, and this really talked about her experience as a child star, and it brought so much light to the topic of being a childhood star. And a lot of what she talked about really resembles what's happening with family vloggers and what family vloggers are doing to their children in these vlogs and these family channels that are being produced on YouTube. So the video that Alyson made really spoke about, in her experience, the cognitive damage that occurs when children are put in the spotlight the way that they are through film. She also spoke about the chronic stress and undereating that she underwent as a childhood star that led her to later developing eating disorders and even be put on bed rest due to the mental health issues being a childhood star could bring on. So this is essentially what we are seeing happening when children are put in the spotlight through their parents' cameras on these family vlogging channels. They start to feel as if they are in charge of producing content for the family's livelihood. Now that kind of brings me to Jennette McCurdy and her speaking out about being a child star. She actually made a book as of recently. I believe it came out in 2022. It was extremely impactful. It talked about her mom. It talked about her life story being a child star and what that did to her. She speaks about the pitfalls of being a childhood star, which to her includes stunted personal development. She also talks about how her mom pushed her into acting as she wanted her to have a better life than she had, which led to a very abusive relationship between her mother and her. Jennette knew that her family struggled also financially, and being a child star, she already understood as a child that what she was doing was going to be the thing to pay her family's bills, which is not something that any child should have to go through or even understand at that age. Jennette McCurdy also talks about in this book and publicly her struggles with anorexia from her mother restricting her calories, which to her mom, Jennette said that it was a way for her mother to help her career and make her look young, which was so-called needed in order to be a child star. To top off her horrific experience that Jennette McCurdy went through as a child star and with her mother, Nickelodeon allegedly offered Jennette $300,000 to not speak on her experience as a child star with Nickelodeon. This just showcases how hush the issues are in child acting and how horrific the behind-the-scenes experiences are, and just how much pressure that children as child stars are undergoing in order to book jobs and to keep them. So them speaking out has really brought on the conversation of what is really happening behind the scenes with childhood stars. Now, I do think that this leads me straight into the issues that I see with family vlogging. I think that many of the issues being discussed about now with child stars is something that I think many children and family vlogging channels will be speaking out about when they become old enough to do so. I think a lot of what child stars have gone through and what's happening with family vloggers really intersect. Now, clearly we know that child stars, they become famous because of their acting. You know, they book roles and things like that. They are pretending to be somebody. They're not having to present their whole entire personal life to the internet. So that would be really the differences between the child stars and family vloggers. Now with family vlogging, we are seeing that these children are having to put every ounce of their private, personal things out to the internet. Now, clearly being a child star comes with so many difficult problems. So does family vlogging, and they both do in their own ways. And I think they're both really important to talk about. So now I want to talk about the big issues that I find with family vlogging, with posting your children on these public platforms and the way that they are being done. I'm kind of going to go over just a bunch of different things and issues that I find with family vlogging, and I have a bunch of different like subgroups of things that I want to talk about. So the number one thing that I want to talk about is you do not know who is watching the content being put out by these family vloggers. Like I said, when families are putting out these vlogs, they're showing every ounce of their child's personal life. This can lead content being shown to individuals who are potential predators. Many family vloggers have also presented that their audience consists of majority men. When you look at the analytics of a lot of these channels and TikTok accounts that are family vlogs and they're about the children. I also think there's another level to presenting this content for a bunch of adults to watch is you're going to see a lot of parasocial relationship forming online. Now, it's scary to think who's idolizing these children and who is creating unhealthy parasocial relationships with people's children through these family vlogs. I also think that another aspect of this is as these kids are growing older, they are going to find out who's watching these videos. They're going to see these analytics coming out, and they're also going to be able to go back and look at the scrutiny that these children have been under due to their parents deciding to put them on family vlogs. We have seen many children already being bullied. We have seen Reddit threads being posted about them before these kids even understand what the internet is or understand the ramifications of the internet. And they aren't able to give informed consent to their parents to allow them to put them on the internet the way they are because they don't understand. These 3, 4, 5-year-olds don't understand the ramifications of the internet. And we, as of right now, don't know what that is psychologically going to do to these kids. We already see that child actors or child stars are speaking out as adults on what has happened to them and the horrific things that they have gone through physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I can only imagine what's going to happen in the upcoming years when we see these children in family vlogs coming out and speaking out about their experiences. To top it all off, I do think that vlogs like this and family vlogging channels put the child's safety at risk day in and day out. So we are seeing these kids' schools being posted by their parents. We're seeing their full names, birthdays, personal health information, where they live, and even where they vacation in real time being shown on the internet. This can lead individuals on the internet to having easy access to these children, which is so unsafe. I've even seen a family vlogging channel post about how a random person showed up at their house, a random adult showed up at their house wanting autographs and to take pictures with them and their kids. I think it's a scary thought to see that random people can just show up to your house and know all the information on your child because your family did not protect that information and you put your child's life at risk by posting these family vlogs. So at the end of the day, when these family vlogs are being produced, these parents aren't taking their child's safety into consideration. They're posting the things that they're posting. They are presenting all of their child's personal information on the internet for the world to see when, like I said, they don't know who's watching. They don't know if they have predators watching, creepers watching their videos, and now knowing all of this personal information on their children, which can lead to a lot of harmful things happening in the future. Like I said, we've already seen family channels be stalked. We've already seen people show up at these family vloggers' homes wanting to take pictures with them and their kids. And it's a really scary thought to see what further could happen if family vlogs continue to present the children in the way that they are right now. And I think that when you really dig into that and you think about it, it's really scary to even imagine what could happen to these kids. Another aspect of family vlogging that I think needs to be spoken about is the fact that these kids are forced to present their personal and private information for anyone in the world to see without informed consent. Now, if you do not know what informed consent is, the Google's definition of informed consent is permission granted in the knowledge of the possible consequences, typically that which is given by a patient to a doctor for treatment with full knowledge of the possible risks and benefits. So when we talk about family vlogging and we talk about informed consent, kids that are being put on these family channels are at an age where they do not understand the ramifications of their information being presented to millions of people. They do not actually understand what that means and what that entails, so they cannot actually give informed consent to their parents to vlog them. I have seen videos, and you can look it up. You can look up exactly what I'm about to say and find hundreds of family vlogging videos about these topics. I have literally seen videos of teenage girls having conversations about their menstrual cycle being published on these YouTube videos. I have seen parents showcasing kids being injured and monetizing that for their personal gain, because it's not for the child's personal gain. The child's not earning anything from this. They're not earning income. Their parents are. And their parents are earning income by sharing these things that their children are going through. I've also seen parents showcasing their children having temper tantrums. And I've all in all just seen so much private childhood experiences presented for the world to see without their children being given the chance to say if they want that shown to millions of people. Because when I think about it, I don't want the conversation of my menstrual cycle as a teenage girl being talked about on the internet. I don't want to see myself having temper tantrums on the internet. I don't want to see my parents monetizing my injuries for the internet and capitalizing on me being hurt. I think that a lot of these children who are in family vlogs, they may never want these type of things publicized. And I feel like once they're 18 and they realize the ramifications of the internet, they are probably going to have a lot of issues with their families posting these things. I think that kids deserve privacy like every child in the world deserves. I think that they deserve to grow up, make mistakes, and learn before it's presented on their parents' public platform like YouTube and TikTok. I think that these kids should not be forced to present their personalities for profit. I think that a lot of these parents are posting these type of things. They're posting these family vlogging channels because these family vlogging channels are making these parents hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. It has been shown time and time again how profitable these channels are, that these family channels are. And it just shows that parents are pretty much forcing their children to present their personality in order for the parent to profit and have their right to privacy stripped from them, all because their parents are making money from it. Now, speaking of these children's personalities being presented for profit, we have seen, like I've already stated, Jennette McCurdy and Alyson where they've spoke about their success of being a child star to weigh on them a lot due to feeling as if they are responsible for making their family's income. Jennette even stated that her family really struggled financially, and the only way that their family made it by was by her booking acting roles as a child. Now, clearly you can already imagine the immense amount of pressure that this could put on someone at a young age, let alone the psychological ramifications that this could have on someone as they grow older. I do not think that child stars or family vlogging children should be put in the position where they have to feel forced into sharing this information about themselves, be forced into acting on these vlogs and presenting their likeness on these vlogs in order for their families to succeed financially. Because a lot of parents want to argue the fact that these videos are home videos. They're just presented to the internet and they only make these videos so that their kids can see, what they did as children. Or parents will also say, well, I'm just filming my kid throughout the day. There's no real issue with that. It's like I just prop a camera up and my kid does whatever they would normally do. It's not like they're acting or anything. I beg to differ on that. I have seen many kids being forced into filming for their parents' vlogs for hours and hours per day. There has been so many videos that have been posted where parents say they got a video edited by an editor. They didn't review that video. And then it showed their parents screaming at them, forcing them to take thumbnail photos while crying. We have even seen a family vlogging parent where I believe it was their dog died. The family dog died. And even though her son was going through a traumatic event, like having the family dog die, she was making their child pose for a thumbnail photo. But whoever edited the vlog that got posted, that portion of the video wasn't taken out. So the world was able to see the type of things that these kids are having to go through behind the scenes, the parts that aren't edited out. We have seen families like the Ace family, where he's screaming at the kids. He's screaming at his wife for not doing the take how it was supposed to be done. So these kids are essentially acting, right? They are having to retake scenes or remake scenes. They're being forced to film it. Their deepest parts of their life, like someone's dog dying, their childhood dog dying, and having that filmed, having a thumbnail be made while they're crying because their dog just died. This isn't a one-off thing. This happened to one family. It's happening to so many of these family vlogging channels where these kids are being forced to film for their parents' vlogs so their parents can make a profit. And after these kids are working hours and hours, because I would consider this working. It's like child stars. Child stars are working. When they're acting, they're reading a script, they are working and they deserve to be compensated for that. They deserve to have people advocate for them. Like Alyson Stoner, I really recommend everyone go watch that video. She talks about the changes that she thinks need to be made and having things like therapists that are on set, having people there to advocate for the children. Because a lot of things, even though there are laws in place now in certain states and stuff like that, for child stars, there are still a lot of things that are pushed under the rug, and children are still forced to work long hours and things like that and be put in horrific situations. So I think that the same thing should be happening for these family vlogging channels, because we are seeing that after these kids are working for hours upon hours, they are receiving zero pay also for what they are doing. So not only are they having their personal private information being shared to the internet, they are also having to deal with the psychological ramifications of the internet as they get older and they're able to understand what the internet is, and they're able to see comments and Reddit threads and things being made about them. They're also not getting paid for this. Their parents are. Their parents are able to live these luxury lifestyles like the Labrant Family, 8 Passengers, the Ace family. These families are able to live the life they are living because these kids are acting on these channels, making them a bunch of money just because their kid is cute or everybody loves their child. So these parents are earning a paycheck every month based on the likeness of their children, which to me is weird. I think that once these children start to get older, they're going to realize that the money that was made for their home was literally based on them and the things that they went through as a child, being put on the internet for millions of people to see. I think that this is going to lead to a lot of unnecessary pressure that a child should never have to go through. It's something, again, that Jennette McCurdy, Alyson Stoner, and so many other child stars have spoken out about. And to top it off, there are no laws to even help family vlogging children currently. There's nothing in place. There's nothing in place to ensure that they are actually making money for it, or if there's people advocating for them, or if they're getting mental health resources or anything. There's nothing in place on these platforms like YouTube and TikTok to ensure that these family vlogging children aren't being exploited, which to me, I think that they are. I think that these children are doing forced labor and they have zero laws to back them up. So this leads me to these children's mental health. I believe that the children in family vlogs' mental health is being compromised at the expense of the parent. I think that the parents utilize their kids as a prop to the internet while making hundreds of thousands of dollars for presenting their children on these vlogs. I think that many of these children are going to struggle mentally and emotionally and physically as they get older and they start to realize the things that are being posted and they start to really understand the internet. And I think that many of them are going to need extensive therapy, and they're going to have a lot of stuff they're going to have to work through because of what's being done to them at such a young age. Now, really the last kind of topic that I want to talk about, and clearly this is like a rant video. That's why I put that on the thumbnail, because I, yes, have kind of this video structured, but I also wanted to just be able to go off on tangents if that's how I'm feeling in the moment about the specific topic that we're talking about. So I wanted to go into what I would call like my last subtopic of issues I find with family vlogging. And this would be the excuses that these parents are making for these family vlogs. Because I know I'm going to probably get that in the comments, people who support family vlogging channels, and they're going to be like, you don't know what you're talking about. So at the end of the day, I think that the parents of family vlogging channels have a lot of excuses that they like to present to kind of explain away on why they do what they do, why they post their children's personal information, why they make their children do what they're making their children do. And I kind of want to go over that. So number one, I think that a lot of these parents state that these channels are meant to provide education for parenting. So they think that, oh, if my child's throwing a temper tantrum, I can film this vlog and I can kind of educate parents on the internet how to react to a temper tantrum that the child may be having. I think that people can make educational parenting content without filming their child's most vulnerable moments and depending on those moments to fund their lifestyle. You do not have to post your child talking about their menstrual cycle. You do not have to post your child having a temper tantrum. You do not have to post your child being injured going to the hospital. You do not have to post your child's medical information on the internet in order to give a educational parenting video. You can just make an educational parenting video. You can talk about, your experiences being a parent. You don't have to make content that shows your child's most vulnerable moments so that you can make a profit, because that's what it comes down to. These parents are making so much money off of their children and off of the likeness of their children. They're making so much money because they have like cute kids that are on the internet and people love to watch, adorable cute kids. And these family vlogging parents are realizing that they can make a lot of money by literally just filming their kids. So to me, it's not about presenting educational parenting content. It's about, hey, I'm a family vlogger. I see that this makes me money. I'm going to keep doing this. Number 2, I think that parents like to state that they make this content as like home videos for their kids. It's definitely like an excuse I see. I see that parents are like, no, but I make this so that my kids can go back and they can watch these videos of themselves growing up. And while I think that's like a great thought, I think that a lot of kids want to see themselves when they're younger and they want photos and they want videos. And it's really awesome to kind of like see yourself growing up, because a lot of us adults kind of forget our childhood. We forget the kind of things we've done. We forget what we even looked like at that age. So I do think that like child home movies are like really cute as you get older. The issue that I find on this topic is you don't have to post to millions of people to make these home videos for your kids. You don't have to make a profit off of it. You don't have to make your full-time job filming your children and putting that on the internet for the world to see. You can easily make home style videos in a way the day that your child may want to watch them. And even if people wanted to use YouTube, say, as a platform to kind of post those videos, because it's an easy way to store them, you can private every single one of those videos. Those videos never have to go public. They never have to be made public for the world to see. You could just post them, and then that could be like your family's channel where you can like send out, like the username and password to all your kids, and everyone can go and like watch them, and it'd be like super cute, and you have access to that as like a place, like a placeholder for all of your videos. You do not need to, in my opinion, put them as public, get millions of views, make millions of dollars in order to save these home videos for your kids. And number 3, now clearly there's more excuses that families make or parents make, but these are like the 3 big ones that I see. Parents like to make the excuse of, oh, my children aren't working, I'm just filming their everyday lives. In my opinion, that could be further from the truth. Like I've already stated, many of these family vlogging parents coach their kids on what to do and on what to say. There are some like scenes where they reshoot them because videos, like I said, in the past have been posted without the proper edits on them from family vlogging channels, where we have seen people redo the videos. We have seen people redo the scenes with their children. So they're essentially being coached to act on their channel. So to me, they're kind of like little actors. They're like child actors, except for instead of on a TV show where they are presenting a role, they are instead presenting their own personal life to the internet, and they're acting on that. So to me, they're kind of like little actors just on a family vlogging channel instead of on a television. So to kind of conclude my rant, my 30-minute rant with y'all, I just wanted to go over kind of what I feel moving forward on family vlogging. So first of all, I definitely believe that family vlogging is a form of child exploitation. I see children's lives being put at risk, their safety being put at risk just to line their parents' pockets. I see children working daily to keep up with their parents' uploading schedule, ensuring content is being pushed out constantly while working for free. I see children being given unreachable expectations to continue to push this content out so that their families can make money, just like child actors are doing when that's the basis of the money that their family is making. At the end of the day, I think that this is prime time exploitation, and I hope that as time goes on, families will start to take a real look at the dangers of family vlogging. I hope that they will find resources and actions that they could take for their children that they may have harmed in the making of these family vlogs. I have also seen a lot of family channels already do that. I have seen TikTokers take their families off of the internet after being educated on the topic. I have seen YouTubers take their kids off the internet while diving into their analytics and realizing the type of people that are watching their videos, or seeing the scary things that could be done to their children because their safety is being put at risk on these family channels. I also hope that families take the dangers of family vlogging seriously before it's too late for their family. I also hope to see platforms like YouTube and TikTok taking the steps to ensure the child's safety and to advocate for the children on family channels, because there's nobody advocating for them. Their parents aren't advocating for them. They're just posting them to make a buck. No one on the internet is advocating for them unless people are making commentary videos about it, trying to raise awareness on the topic of family vlogging. We don't see people that are there to ensure and advocate for the child's safety. Now, I do know that YouTube did make some changes in the past couple years, or was it last year? I don't want to misspeak, but as of recently, YouTube did make a change that all family channels comment sections are disabled. If you are a family vlogging channel, you literally cannot have any comments on your videos, so that these kids aren't seeing, like, logging into YouTube as they get older and they understand the internet, logging into YouTube, seeing these horrific comments being made about them. Now, I do think in the short time, this can help the children not see maybe some disgusting comments that could be made about them directly on the YouTube video, but it doesn't stop them from seeing something in the future like Reddit threads or other YouTube channels talking about them and things like that. I do think that YouTube can do more. I think that TikTok can do more for the child's safety. And I do think that YouTube should do more than just disabling comments. And I know that changes like this aren't like easy, they're not fast, they're not like an easy thing to happen, but I would love to see a lot of changes being made in the future for these family vlogging channels. And I would hope to see more changes in the child star era, or the child star aspect too. I think that a lot of changes need to be made for child stars and family vlogging channels. So I would love to kind of hear your solutions if you are someone that is against family vlogging, or you're kind of even in the middle. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would also love to hear changes or solutions that you may have for YouTube, TikTok, and other platforms that can be put in place to, you know, help the children of family channels. And I definitely plan on covering many different family channels, but I thought it'd be important to really cover my thoughts on family channels all together first, where someone could come to one video and find out my thoughts on family vlogging channels. Now, clearly my thoughts may change. I may add things. I may add, as I do more research, different things that I find are dangerous for family vlogging channels, or I may want to add to my issues, you know, my issue list of family vlogging channels. But as of right now, these are the big issues that I find within family vlogging channels. So thank you for coming to my rant on the dangers of family vlogging. I think that this topic is so important. That's why I also added the child star conversation in the beginning, because I feel like, again, they interlap so much, child stars and family vlogging. And I think that there are so many aspects of what child stars go through that also family vlogging children are going through currently. So with that being said, don't forget to leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in Friday's video. Hopefully I can get a video up Friday. I know last Friday I did not get a video up because this was supposed to be Friday's video, but then that ended up not happening. So I hope that I get a video out for y'all on Friday. I will see you guys in that video.